Italians are known for being generous. They're the type of people where if someone's over to repair the TV or fix an appliance, they're offering them a plate of pasta before they leave. They're always generous with everybody they meet. It's well known. It's always been a tradition that's been passed down by Italians for generations. And why is that? And why do they do it? Why do they practice it? How do we learn it? This is something that is just instilled in Italians. Our grandparents didn't sit us down. Our parents didn't sit us down and say, hey, listen, you have to be generous. It's important. They did it through their actions and by showing us. This was always a case with my family, and this is how I learned it was very important to be generous, is because I watched my grandparents be generous throughout their entire lives until the day that they died. So why did they do it? What are the benefits of it? I'm gonna get into the 6 benefits today. Andiamo, let's go. So number 1 is you're gonna have better connections with your friends and family. Your family life's gonna improve. And that's the number 1 thing I noticed with my grandparents is I always have memories looking back at them that they were always there in tough times. There's no doubt in every family that's on earth, there's gonna be a tough time that comes up at some point or another during your lifetime. And when that tough time happens, you're gonna need people around you to support you. And if you're a family member, you should be there to support your family member, because at the end of the day, that's what you're gonna remember most. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I was home from one summer from college and I was driving and my car broke down and I needed a car to get to school, but I wasn't working very much. I was in college, I was broke, and my grandfather immediately just gave me the down payment to get a new car. I mean, looking back now, I was like, oh my God, he probably didn't even have that much money. The job that he worked really didn't pay him that much over his lifetime. Like, to give me a down payment on a car, which is a pretty significant purchase, is pretty crazy that it was able to do that, and that was probably a big portion of what he had saved. So it's just something that I remember to this day, that I was in a tough spot and my grandfather helped me. And I could say the same with my grandmother. Every time I was sick or my mom needed help with something, she was always there immediately. And she couldn't drive. She would always take a train and then a cab to get to me if she had to. She would not care. Family was first. She really cared. And looking back at their lives, I'm always gonna have good memories of them, and that's type of memories that you want your family to have about you. You want them to always remember you as someone who is there for them. There's nothing more important than family. And if they call you up and you don't answer, they're gonna remember how you made them feel, and how you make other people feel is where you develop the closest relationship. So your family life's gonna improve. Nothing's more important than that. So that's number 1 on my list. Is it's gonna help your connections with your friends and family. So number 2 is that you're gonna live a longer and healthier life. There was a study done by doctors in this town of Roseto, Pennsylvania. This study was done because they noticed this Italian community was living longer lives and healthier. The death rate over 65 years old was 1%, when in most parts of the country it was way higher. And also there was no heart attacks in the town and stuff like that. They just noticed people were healthier. Doctors came and did a study. They interviewed people. Everyone thought it was diet. They were doing this study and they were thinking, what are we gonna find a diet that improves their health so we could report it and share it with the world? But the study was kind of funny because they're interviewing all these old school Italians, and these people are smoking cigars every day, and their diet wasn't really anything special. There was definitely a lot of flaws in their diet. It wasn't perfect. It was high in carbs and things like that. And after the study, they were looking around and saying, well, are they healthier people? And they came to the conclusion it was because of stress. So their mentality in this town was the town and the community before themselves. They were very generous with one another. They all got along, and just due to the lack of stress, they lived healthier lives. So that brings me to point number 3. But guys, before I get to point number 3, if you're enjoying this video, if you appreciate Italian values, if you want to learn more about Italian history, or if you want to just joke about being Italian American, be sure to subscribe. We're gonna have tons of videos like this, and give it a thumbs up if you appreciate it. So number 3 is you're gonna have a more positive outlook on life. When you help someone out, it just feels good. There's just a feeling that you can't explain. For example, we did it with Hardcore before. When COVID was first going down in Italy and the hospitals were overwhelmed, we had a bunch of generous people who ordered a shirt on our website, and the profits of the shirt went to donating to Italian hospitals to help them with COVID. Hospitals were just overwhelmed, and the feeling you get for doing something good and helping people that need it is just undescribable. It makes me want to do more of it every day, and we're always looking for ways to donate and be generous. So I'm telling you guys, you're gonna have a more positive outlook on life if you're generous and you're giving, and it just feels good. Number 4 is satisfaction with what you have. Today's day and age, it's very, very easy to be envious. We open our phones, we go on Instagram, and immediately what do we see? This person's got 1 million followers, this person's got $10 million, this person's got this person's got that. My friend's doing this and I'm sitting at home and not doing this. It's very easy to be envious of other people, But when you're generous, you don't have envy in your heart because you're not looking at what you don't have that others have. You're looking at what you do have that others don't have. So for example, day to day, I'm not sitting here thinking, oh my God, I wish I had this boat. My life would be way better if I had a boat. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm so lucky to have a home, and I'm so lucky to have a business, and I'm so lucky to have a good family. You just kind of recognize that other people out there don't have it as good as you. Some people don't know where their next meal is gonna come from. Some people don't have shelter. Some people really don't have these essential things you need in life. And it's very sad, and it's not the case for all over the world. And I think we forget it often how good we actually have things sometimes. Number 5 is you're gonna have a good life, guys. If you read the Bible or study the Bible at all, it's mentioned at least a dozen times about how generosity comes back. It's good karma, it'll come back to you. God wants us to be generous. God wants us to be generous. Jesus wanted us to be generous. And the whole grasp of that is give and it will be given to you. So if you're generous with people, you put good energy out there, you do good things for people, it's gonna come back to you in one way or another at the end of the day, I promise you. It might not feel like it in the moment, but if you keep on the course and you keep being a giving person and always are there for people and give back, it's gonna in the long run pay off and lead you to a good life. And I just really believe it in my heart that if you're good, good's gonna come back. I know a lot of people take advantage of you and it's very hard to think this way sometimes, but in the long run, guys, it's the better way to be in it, and it really does fill your soul and fill your heart to be this way. Okay, number 6, I'm gonna keep it a little bit lighter and talk about how you'll never starve. Guys, it's no secret that Italians make a lot of food. They're very generous when you come over. You're having a 5-course meal when it's just one person, or if there's a party, there's 18 entrees and this and that. There's always enough food. When you have a lot of food, you're sitting, eating, talking, having a good time. There's that, and also the leftovers for sure, because every party or every dinner I ever gone to, I got leftovers the next day, and I'm never worried about food being an Italian family, that's for sure. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I'm gonna put some more recommended videos here. And guys, if you want this hand hoodie or any Italian merch, be sure to go to the website in our bio, hardcoreitalians.com today.